This is devastating. The Bears lose in the divisional round to the Los Angeles Rams. They were that close. But what happens next with this Bears team? Welcome to Bears Digest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Dylan Guinzy. Thank you for joining me once again. Well, the season has come to a close, and I'm heartbroken at this point. I'm sure all of you are as well. Uh, very, very, very sick way to end it there. But it was a magical season. Nonetheless, the Bears have pulled off absolutely heroic marks all season long. Bears have their quarterback and the coach. But we have to talk about some of the things here that happened today to as to the reasonings of why we lost this game and why we were so close but came up short in the end. Before we get into the news here today, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the US. On their platform, you can trade on real-life events, sports, elections, and really everything. If you're in California, Texas, or anywhere across the country, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performances, all in a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. It's a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close on positions whenever you want. Just like Chicago Bears win total up to the final week of the season. Where can you trade things like that? Kalshi is where you can trade things like that. You can also get a little bit more unique with it with what the announcers will say in a specific given game. That is awesome, and Kalshi is where you can do that. Head to the link in the description. Use code DIGESTNFL. That is code DIGESTNFL to get $20 when you trade 100. Now let's get back to the video. On the heels of this Bears loss, there's a lot that we need to talk about, can talk about, will talk about. I'm going to discuss DJ Moore, Caleb, defense, Ben Johnson in specific. We're going to talk about all the things. So stay tuned for that. Of course, this isn't just a doom and gloom sort of situation, although we are all, devastated about that loss. But we have to talk about why they lost and how they lost, because there's a lot of things that we now have to discuss here going into the offseason and some decisions that the Bears can make going forward to then propel themselves into a spot where they're ready next year. This year was never the year that they were ready for that contention, but we always knew that they had that ceiling that nobody could truly quite touch, right? There was a lot of things that needed to go our way, and it did, and Caleb played it extremely well. All the things that we needed to have happened, and the Bears had a really good season. But if you look before the season, this team was projected to win 7-8 games maximum. We just wanted to see some progress in the offense, and then hopefully, next year was going to be the time. Now, same thing can be said where if you do get to that point in the season where we're at right now, you don't get that many opportunities often in the NFL to have a chance at a Super Bowl, right? There's so many things that have to happen for you to do so, even if you are one of the best teams in the league. And Bears let that one slip. They were the better team today. Chicago was a better team today. The better team lost. Going into this game, I thought the Rams would absolutely just kind of have their way the whole entire game, and the Bears really had no chance. But it got down to the end, and they had their chance. They were honestly the better team all the way throughout. Like, there was really no point where the Bears were just significantly outmatched and not the better team. So on the heels of this 20-17 loss, we saw a lot of things go wrong. And then down to the end, we had one of the most amazing moments yet again in the history of the NFL playoffs. And that throw that Caleb made to Cole Kmet to tie the game was absolutely incredible. And it was a moment the city will never forget, although it's not going to be a positive end result. But that play, it just speaks to the whole entire season. The whole entire country, millions, millions, and millions of people watching got to see that and witness that moment in a positive fashion for the Bears. I thought after that play that they should have went for two. I thought that the Rams defense were emotional at that point. They were gassed and they were just shell-shocked. I think if there's any time to take a chance there, that's the time that you go for two and go for the win, because we saw what happened after the Rams got their chances in overtime. You're just not going to beat a team like that, although we had our opportunities there. And we're going to get into that here real shortly with DJ Moore and that interception and everything. So stay tuned for that. But let me know what you guys think down below about this game. your instant reactions, everything. I know everybody's kind of in a heightened level emotionally, but I want to hear from you guys and interact with you guys down below because this season has been absolutely incredible. And you guys have been awesome in the comments and staying supporting the channel. So I really, really that. Now, let's get into the interception there when the Bears got the ball after that 3-and-out that the Rams had there in their first possession in overtime. That throw was probably not the best throw to make in that situation, but DJ Moore absolutely gave up on that route. Absolutely gave up on that route. Our wide receivers today cost us the game. I counted 9 drops. I tallied those, and I counted 9 of them. About 3 or 4 from Loveland, about 3 or 4 from Odunze, a couple from some other guys scattered throughout. But you absolutely can't have that in the biggest moments. And Rome dropping that touchdown pass on that first drive, really kind of speaks to how this game was played from the wide receivers, and it was just abysmal. And DJ Moore giving up on this route, the worst thing that would have happened if he wouldn't have given up here is an incomplete pass. But no, he lollygagged it once again, and that's how the interception happened. And we've seen this from DJ Moore time and time again. I know he's played so well here over the last 5 weeks, and I know he's made some huge plays. But that effort still keeps showing up on tape and when you're watching the TV in a live game setting, his effort is lackadaisical every other play. And it's absolutely inexcusable. It's absolutely inexcusable. Should Caleb have thrown it in that moment? Probably not, just because it's, more of a high leverage throw, and you can kind of just take your short gains from that point and get into field goal range with a chance to win it. But again, we've hit on those big plays all year long to flip us into a position where we can win the game. That's what he was doing right there. He had pretty much one defender for one wide receiver. DJ Moore was in front of that wide receiver, and he gave up on the route. So absolutely inexcusable. That's something we have to pay attention to here in the offseason because DJ Moore is way too expensive for that to be happening. And I know we can't tie our emotions to this one moment, but that kind of does speak to how he has played and what his effort has shown for quite a while now. So definitely something that we have to keep in mind. Let me know what you guys think down below on that one. Well, so just some stats here today. Again, the Bears defense played really, really well for the most part. That's all you could ask for in terms of this Bears defense that was really, really weak this year. They only gave up 20 points, and Matt Stafford did not have a single passing touchdown. So that's why this hurts so much more. Obviously, I think Dennis Allen did outsmart McVay and Stafford a couple of times, and I thought that was really, really good and a positive deal there. And Brisker played really, really well. I thought Gordon played really, really well. So that's good to see too. But you only score 17 points. You're not beating the Rams, and you're not getting anywhere close to a Super Bowl. In this point in time, unless you're those absolutely horrid teams that we've seen over there in the AFC side. But it's not going to happen on this side, right? You're not beating the Rams that way. You're not beating the Seahawks that way. It's just not possible. The Bears needed about 24, 27 points to get it done, and it just didn't happen. After that first drive, we lost all momentum from that drop TD pass, and then going forward on fourth, it was really bad. And that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, right? It's tight margins in these games. And those, late game heroics only got us so far. At some point, it has to come to a head, right? And it did today. I thought Ben Johnson on 3rd and 4th down today was really, really bad. I thought he kind of cost them the game today. He tried to run it every single time and do the same run play every single time, and it got stuffed every single time. And he should have put the ball in Caleb's hands because Caleb was absolutely magic. He's been magic all year with his legs, with his arm, everything with his capability. It's giving you more avenues to get the first down in that spot rather than just handing it off with the same play that we've ran all game. So I thought Ben kind of sold the game there today in that aspect. It's obviously something he's going to learn from, something he's going to take into the offseason that stings him a little bit. But overall, you can't hate him from a full season standpoint. This offense was top 5 in every metric. They're only going to get better. But today, he had a big part in why the Bears were not able to pull that out. Every time the Bears got a first down and it was obvious, it seemed like the refs would push them back a yard and mark them short. And then you just knew the Bears were going to run it 2 times in a row and get stuffed and not get the 4th down conversion. Just knew it. Just knew it every single time. That was the difference here in today's game. But with all the doom and gloom, with everything that happened, we have to think positive about this season. I think this is the last time here we're going to rest on this game, and obviously it's going to sting for a while, but this season was magic, and it was the most fun that I have ever had watching this team as a fan. And I think a lot of people can say the same thing. And the trajectory for this team is going up, right? There's a lot of things that they can get better at still. They haven't played their best ball. And another year in the system and continuity amongst the coaching staff and everything like that, I think we're going to see another really, really fun team next year. So, overall, guys, thank you for the support all throughout the season. We are not going away. We're going to be here a couple of times a week. Obviously, now we're talking about free agency, draft stuff, trades, whatever comes up. We're going to be discussing it, and we're not going anywhere. So thank you guys for the support the entire year and during the regular season and the postseason. But we're not going anywhere. We're going to be your source for news in the off season, any updates that we find. But this Bears season was awesome, man. It's everything that we could have asked for and more. So thank you guys for joining Bears Digest once again.